There's the plaque, Volastra, Corniglia. So I'm heading on the right route. The vineyard terraces of Cinque Terre. I have seen it, I have experienced it. Just a reminder, you're on one of the most beautiful trails in the world. Check out this part of the hike, completely covered by the foliage. So this is where the descent starts to Corniglia. It's a long way down and it's going to be a wild route. That was hell of a hike. My host told me that it's going to take me 2.5 hours, but it's taken me over 3 hours. And I haven't reached the train station yet. I have just reached the edge of Corniglia town. I still need to descend through the town to get to a viewpoint or to the train station. So I'm doing that right now. Really tired. So there's a map here called Percorsi Mare Monti, and it shows all the hiking routes in this whole region, not just the Cinque Terre but the whole region. Like there are so many hiking routes here that you could be doing. Now Vernazza is 1.3 kilometers and Monterosso is 3.4 on route 592, but I'm not going to hike there. My hike ends here. This is the church of Saint Pietro. We'll just make a round inside and be on our way back. So it shows that historic center is on the left side and Vernazza is straight up there. We're not doing the hike any further, so we'll just go to the historic center and then move on to go to the train station. So this is the historic town center of Corniglia. It's very busy, as you can see. A lot of tourists, a lot of hikers that have gathered here. This was one more location that I have marked on my maps that I wanted to see. There's just too much rush here right now for us to do anything. It looks like the whole of Cinque Terre tourists have descended down to Corniglia to have lunch. I had heard that Corniglia has some really good restaurants, but the crowds are just too much here. And we have reached this location, which is very scenic and pretty. Worth walking through the town center to get to here. You can see Manarola in far there. One final spot that I need to visit in Corniglia before I leave is this viewpoint. To be honest, that's the same view that we saw from that top where we were before. Now I'll head to the Corniglia train station, and if I like something on the way, maybe I'll get gelato. Got my gelato here. I'll have it on my way to the stazione. So getting to the Corniglia station is a task by itself. Down there is the Corniglia station, and this is the way to get down. Full of switchbacks. They have even provided benches in between so that the people can rest. So the time is 2:07 p.m. I'm at the Corniglia train station, waiting for train to get to Monterosso. First of all, I didn't even want to visit Monterosso town because it's very touristy and there's a lot of crowd there. So I'll just maybe go and have a walk around. Then I'll just go to Vernazza just to see the town. That's it. Again, take a train back to Manarola. So I'm at Monterosso. This is the biggest town in Cinque Terre and a very touristy town as well. So I'm just here for 15 or 20 minutes and then I'll just head back. So the reason why Monterosso is so famous is because of this beach. People love sunbathing and going into the ocean here. So my train to get to Vernazza is at 3:12, which gives me approximately 10 minutes to see this town, and that's what I'm going to do. I think to see Cinque Terre you need more than 2 days, is what I've realized. Well, this is my first trip, so lesson learnt. So in Monterosso I actually have a few places that I wanted to visit. One of them is that tower that you see there. Then there is a couple of churches that are in the town and the town square. But now I won't be doing anything. I'll just go to the town square, have a look around and come back to the train station. Look at how clear the water is. Really tempted to go for a swim right now. And this is the tunnel which is connecting the train station side to the main Monterosso town. This is the main Monterosso town. There's another beach here in the main Monterosso town, and as you can see, it's bustling with tourists.
Gonna take it easy.
Also, not to forget, it's a Sunday today. That is why a lot of locals are also out here. People from neighboring towns, and since morning I've seen a lot of French people, like a lot of French people. So France is close by from here, so I'm sure people would have come here for the weekend. I'm going to head back to the train station and stick to my plan of getting to Vernazza now. This is the view that we came here to watch. That is the Aurora Tower. So when I was searching for visiting this tower, all I could find is a restaurant information and not the tower information. Now that gate is closed and restaurant timings are mentioned there. So I'm really not sure if that tower is open to public or... Anyway, I've got 15 minutes to get back to the train station to get in time for my train. So we are already in Vernazza. Last stop for today. As in last stop before we get back to Manarola. The crowd here at Vernazza is maddening. I was thinking that Monterosso would be really bad, but Vernazza is the worst. And when I saw Rio Maggiore yesterday, I was thinking that is crowded, but this is much worse. So my train out of here is at 3:46. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go down into this town and just see what all is there and then head back to the train station. So my main reason to visit Vernazza is this town center. So if you have seen the movie Luca, it is based on a town which is on the Italian Riviera, and it looks quite similar to this. There is a fountain right in the center of the town square, and then a road goes up on the hill. So it's very similar to these towns in the Italian Riviera or the Cinque Terre towns. To be honest, I thought that Portofino came much closer than this town, what was shown in Luca. apart from this town center or just roaming around this town, I don't have anything else that I want to see here in Vernazza or any more places to visit in Cinque Terre. My train out of here is at 3:46. The time now is 3:32. I've got 10 more minutes to get to the train station, which looks very difficult. Not because I'm far away from the train station. I'm not far away. I'm very close to the train station. It's the crowd. There's a huge waiting line just to get into this train station, not even to get onto the train. एकतर एवढी माणसं आणि त्यामध्ये त्यांची कुत्री मध्ये 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 पायाच्या. I made it to the train station. I had to push a few people just to get till this place. But I don't understand the logic of people. As soon as they enter the station or even inside a train, you know, they will just stand or wait at the location where they are entering at. They won't move forward into the aisle or on the other parts of the train station. I mean, look at where I'm standing. There's no one here, okay? Look at the other side. It's so crowded. Why wouldn't people move here? I mean, it's not like the train is not reaching at this point. I'm anyway going to enter from this place. Even if I don't enter, I'll have to move like 3 or 4 steps on that side. So I don't get this logic why people just crowd one place and stay there. The time is 3:40 and I would reach Manarola in the next 10 minutes. That is 3:50. I'll just go up to my Airbnb, freshen up. It'll take about an hour maybe. So let's say maybe by 5 or something I'll be done. And I can have a quiet evening in my Airbnb. Maybe just get some pizza or something from nearby restaurant. That would be relaxing. I don't want to add another activity at this point. I'm really tired because of the hike. But that hike was definitely worth it. I mean, I'm glad that I went for the hike instead of just staying in the town or taking the trains to the other town because it's so crowded out here. But on the trail, it was not that crowded and I really enjoyed the views. The time is 4:26 and I'm back in Manarola. I had expected that I would reach Manarola in 10 minutes, but it actually took me 30 minutes. The crowd was so much that the train just couldn't move. People were still getting on at each station and yeah, it's just been really chaotic. Just going to pick up something from Coop and then head back to my Airbnb. Back at my Airbnb before the sun sets.